Yes?
Rickard,
You're Conway.
you ought to know.
If you come to thank me, it isn't necessary.
Your lawyer told me to set up last night. Why me, Rickard?
Simple, Conway. Your record. You've spent most of your adult life in prison, twice for manslaughter, with 3 additional arrests for murder, but no conviction.
You had me checked out pretty good, huh?
My business has taught me to learn as much as possible about the men I deal with. You were just released from Folsom Prison, and you're penniless.
Flat. Okay. But if you want Willie Dante knocked off, why didn't you come to me or some other guy and make a cash offer straight out?
I didn't build my fortune by making stupid mistakes. I am not, nor will I be, an accessory to murder. I have made it a matter of public knowledge that I'm retiring to the Orient. I've settled my debts and forgiven my enemies.
By leaving Willie Dante a $50,000 death warrant.
Well, that's why I wrote the trust fund with you as Dante's beneficiary. Today is Thursday. The trust fund becomes effective on Monday. If Dante isn't alive to receive it, the entire sum will be turned over to you.
It better be. I've already spent part of it.
All ashore that's going ashore.
Now that means me.
All ashore.
Goodbye, Mr. Bricker. Have a nice trip. I won't let you down.
Thank you.
I'm Cynthia Fields.
Willie Dante.
I know.
What do you know?
What I hear, what I read in the papers about you, what I see.
Local papers?
Way down south in the Santa Barbara papers.
And what brings you way up north here to us?
I just told you. You.
Well, before I start bursting with pride, tell me more.
Well, I'm very rich. At least my family is. But the family next door is even richer. And it seems they have a son. I think you get the picture.
I not only get it, but I think I saw it last night on the Late Late Show.
That's right. Only I just changed the ending. I'd be willing to pay the minimum for a table all our own.
In your case, we might make it the maximum. Tell Beth to give the young lady another one of whatever she's been drinking, and I'll have the usual.
I'm a little disappointed. I didn't think you ever settled for the usual.
Why don't you stop talking out of the side of your mouth and tell me why you're here?
My technique wows them at the country club. I'm well-mannered, speak French, and never talk politics. But I haven't had any real fun since I set fire to my mother's piano.
Was your mother playing it at the time?
I was only 12 then. I didn't have that much imagination.
So now that you've reached the age of consent, you've run away from home?
Sort of a trial runaway. Before I marry Santa Barbara and all that security, I'd like to have a little something to look back on in later years.
In other words, kind of a fling.
Well, you might put it that way. I understand you're quite a flinger.
Oh, that's just because I stay up late at night and people talk. But there's one thing I'm not, Miss Fields. I'm not a guinea pig. Enjoy your drink, yourself, and Santa Barbara.
All right. So I'm not a femme fatale. But I am a stranger in town. Would a little dancing and conversation be putting you out?
The next one's yours.
Willie, this just came for you. Registered special delivery.
Wow, Bricker. Wait a minute.
What is it?
It's murder. Some sorehead I once knew left me $50,000 in a trust fund.
Well, whatever it is, forget the past and take the money.
Listen to the small print. In the event that Mr. Dante isn't alive on the above-mentioned date, this coming Monday, the entire trust fund shall be turned over to one Mr. Joseph Conway, residing at 1304 Sanchez Street.
Sounds like an angry relative.
Oh, Willie, no, Joe Conway. Wasn't he the executioner for the old Hopkins gang?
Could be.
I don't get it.
About 7 years ago, Bricker tried to bluff me in a poker game. He couldn't get away with it, and it cost him 50 grand. He accused me of cheating, so I had to cool him.
The loser's last stand.
Then this document is an invitation to Conway to see that you're dead by Monday, so that he can collect the money, huh?
Right. And we can't bounce any complaints off of Bricker because he's on a slow boat to Hong Kong.
The cops?
Conway first. I'll be back before closing.
They're playing that dance you promised me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Fields, but something just came up. No, it really has.
Will you make it up to me tomorrow night?
You got a date.
I will accept no substitutes while I wait. Will you put me in a cab?
Why not? Come in. Hello, Daddy. Sit down. I'm the only one here. Want a glass of soda? No, thanks. Bubbles tickle my nose. But I'm glad to see you're keeping a clear head, Conway.
I never could drink the hard stuff. Makes me sick.
How have you been? I've been fine. Let's talk about how I'm going to be.
You got the word on the trust fund. Look, Dante, I got nothing against you personally. In some ways, you're my kind of guy.
But you can still find it in your heart to kill me.
Told the cops yet?
As soon as I leave here.
Even if I promise to lay off?
Even if I believed you, which I don't. If I fall, the cops are going to know your motive, and all you'll collect is a seat in San Quentin's green room.
Yeah, things are tough all over. Of course, you might give me 50 grand to forget the whole thing. Or maybe even half of that.
Why should I buy what I don't need?
What about what I need? I ain't even got the price of this 2-bit crummy joint.
You're not asking for a job.
No, I got a job. You.
You gotta understand, Dante. I'm poisoned with the right people.
Face is known in too many towns. A guy like me has got to make whatever score he can find.
Check with me Monday. If I'm still around, I may feel sorry for you.
Find yourself a beautiful dame, pal. Have a nice weekend.
Maybe you have got a right to live, but not over my dead body. If you come gunning for me, old buddy, I'm not going to grin and bear it. I'm going to nail you first.
Sure, I understand. No hard feelings. No, Dante, I'm not that kind of mark. I know what you know, what you'll tell the police. No, when you go, it's got to be right. Everybody's got to be satisfied, including the police.
Self-defense will also satisfy them.
You're still playing the short end of the game. You don't get a dime for killing me.
It might be a pleasure.
So?
He's expecting me tomorrow night.
Well, if you don't sit at one of these rear tables, I don't see how Conway could take a pot shot at you without being seen.
In other words, if I stayed out of my own club, I might be safe. Thanks a lot.
Well, just for the weekend, Willie. What I don't get is you tell the coppers and then they don't latch on to this guy.
For what? He hasn't done anything yet. And Bricker's just set up a legal trust fund. You can't touch him. It's a beauty, all right, and I'm right in the middle.
Well, why don't we put him in the hospital for a weekend at our expense?
Well, then he could plead self-defense. If I came through the door, he could start blasting at me, and who's going to blame him?
We could, but it would be sort of after the fact, wouldn't it?
If I'm the fact, yes.
Case of Blue Label. Who signs for it?
Hey, you ain't the regular guy that delivers here. Where is he?
He's sick or something. Who knows? Well, what do you say? This ain't no feather.
Put it on the bar. Over here.
Hey, what's going on? on.
Okay, who sent you?
You guys kidding? Come on, what's the gag? Let go of me.
Stanley Kamen. Truck drivers union card and all.
Danny, you're doing my job, Danny.
I told you last night, as long as I look like money in the bank to Conway, I'm not being nice to strangers.
Let him go.
Look, mister, I don't know what's...
Inspector Loper, police. This yours?
Sure, they just took it off me.
Okay, their mistake. You better get back to work.
Who signs for this?
Is this your idea of a full investigation?
Relax, Danny. I came over to tell you your troubles are all over. Joe Conway was picked up early this morning, drunk and disorderly.
Drunk?
As a pickled herring. He was booked, and he'll spend the weekend in our drunk tank. So you can live a little.
But, Willie, if he's under arrest...
If he's under arrest, he's got the greatest alibi in the world. Joe Conway wasn't drunk because Joe Conway doesn't drink. He wants to spend the weekend in jail, so one or more of his stooges can blow a hole through me.
Sure is quiet.
Well, at least we know she isn't wearing a gun. It'd show.
You three look like a small jury at a murder trial. But hello anyway.
Hi, Santa Barbara. Been having fun?
Mostly in anticipation.
You're sweet, too. Would you like a little drink to start your engine?
I've been tuning up all afternoon. But you do owe me a dance, remember?
That's right, I do. Okay. Here, I'll get rid of this for you.
Oh.
Okay, boys, business as usual. But if one of the music lovers starts to draw a piccolo out of a shoulder holster, feel free to yell. Shall we?
You're in a better mood this evening. I'm glad.
It's just that you remind me of why I want to live a little longer.
How nice.
Do you have a reservation for Willie, please?
Why, certainly. This way.
Thank you. See, Jimmy, I'm fine. If I had to spend just one more night in that house waiting, I'm 2 weeks late.
Your waiter will be here immediately.
Do you know anybody who wants a train ticket back to Santa Barbara?
What's playing in Santa Barbara?
Cynthia! It's Cynthia Fields with A Small World.
Friend of yours?
What? Oh, no, she has me confused with someone else.
Oh, I was sure it was you. I told Jimmy, my husband... Oh, I forgot you never met him. It's been 5 years, but I've never forgotten his face.
Well, I'm sorry, but you have made a mistake this time.
Aren't you Cynthia Fields?
Well, that's her name, but...
Don't you remember me? Edith Cornfield, the Gamadale house at Santa Barbara State? Oh, I know. I filled out a little bit temporarily.
It's the right name in the right town.
I've never seen her before in my life.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I wasn't wrong. You are the Cynthia I went to school with. I even lent you my dress when you were going with that man, that Joe, what's his name? Joe something.
Edie, honey, what's the matter?
Just a slight case of mistaken identity.
Conway. That was his name, Joe Conway.
Come back, little Cynthia. What's your hurry?
Let go of me.
I'll let go at you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Willie,
Conway sent a hatchet man in flowing chiffon. We dance cozy, I take her home, then tomorrow morning you get called down to identify me.
I tell you, I don't know what you're talking about. Do you want to let go now?
Stu, did you ever kick anybody up the stairs?
not as yet.
Be my guest.
I'm
terribly sorry, really.
I told my wife her girlfriend may be married. You know, not want to be seen around town.
Don't give it another thought. In fact, you don't know what you've done for me. Thank you, Joe. This gentleman and his wife are my guests for the evening. Can you handle champagne?
Oh, honey, could I?
I'll bring the best wine we have while they're making up their minds. And anything else you want except the check, that's mine.
Well, thank you very much. I don't understand, but thank you.
I don't want to understand about anything. I'm having a wonderful time, Mr.
Dandy.
Willie Dandy?
Thanks to you, I still am.
Jimmy Willig, my wife Edie.
How do you do?
How do you do, sir?
That's fine.
The poor little rich girl was an act, huh?
Yes, a Borgia from Santa Barbara.
What's a Borgia?
Lucrezia Borgia was an Italian murderess.
Oh, one of them mafia dames, huh? The doctor said getting her out of the house would take your mind off things.
Well, any little distractions that we can provide.
Jimmy.
Edie.
Now, don't get excited.
Is it all right? Can you stand?
Yeah, I'm fine. We'd better hurry.
Did you come in a car?
A taxi.
Joe, get my car out front. Chop, chop. Take it easy now.
Be careful, Willie. The fog's rolling in.
Better get in on my side. Be back soon.
And all this for the patter of little fiends. Fiends.
Don't worry. We'll get her there in time.
Turn right at the next corner.
Why, right. The hospital's straight ahead.
Right, Dandy, and no arguments.
Oh, boy.
Regards from Joe Conway.
Isn't that gun and tying me up overdoing things a little?
This is a job, Dandy, not a contest. Besides, there are reasons, as you'll see.
I can hardly wait. How come your little Cynthia isn't in on the kill?
She was exposed in front of witnesses. Like Conway, she needs an alibi. Right now, she's making a pest of herself in the busiest drugstore in town.
Well, my loss is Santa Barbara's gain. Was it a boy or a girl?
Twin. Pillows.
Congratulations.
What are we waiting for?
Danny, we're going to give you a little drink. Take the weather out of your bones.
My bones are just fine, thank you.
Do yourself a favor, Danny. Drink. Okay. All right, Danny, shall we do it the easy way?
This is supposed to be a fatal accident, isn't it?
That's right. You were last seen on your way to the hospital. On the way back, you stopped off and had too many drinks. You drove right through a wall, right through the windshield. A terrible mess.
That's how it's going to happen, Danny. Get yourself a snootful and you won't have to think about it.
I'd rather think about it if you don't mind.
Come on.
I should have had dinner. This is no game to play on an empty stomach. No, don't. I'd rather drink than drown.
Now you're getting smart.
It's pretty good stuff. I gotta remember to get that for my club. That's pretty good. Pretty good stuff.
Turn the car around. Make sure it's ready. Just a little bit more, Daddy. Pretty soon you won't be feeling a thing.
Sure, a little bit more. Never hurt anybody. Go ahead.
That's the boy. How you doing?
It's fine, fine. It's great stuff. Who are you? Oh, yeah. It's great stuff. Great. Hold it, little mother.
Please, look, give me a break, will ya? I'll tell the cops how Conway set this thing up. What do you say, huh?
I say thanks. And I'm going to give you a break. I'm not going to beat you black and blue. Here. Dial low. Go on, dial low. Hello, operator? Give me the police department. One of you's going to the hospital anyway.